Okay, so let's try another problem. Let's take a look what we got. Okay, so here's another problem here. So it says if f and g are functions such that f of x equals, in parentheses, 2x plus 3 times gx, which of the following statements must be true? And I would also notice that if I looking at the choices, I see that they're talking in terms of crossing the x-axis, right? So when you cross the x-axis, you can think of finding an x-intercept. Now, you know, a lot of times it's very common to find a y-intercept. When you find a y-intercept, you set x equal to 0, and you're able to find a y-intercept. But in this case, we're trying to find an x-intercept. So what I would do is I would say that's when y equals 0. So what I'll do is I'll take this function here and I'll set it to 0. So when f of x equals to 0, and let's see if I can figure out something from that, right? So I'm just we have 0 equals 2x plus 3 times g of x, right? So we know that when we set two factors, a lot of times when we're doing factor, you know, we can have two factors set equaling to 0, which means that you can take each factor and set it to 0. So let me take this one, 2x plus 3, and set it to 0, right? Because that would make it 0, right? So 2x plus 3 equals 0. So now let's just solve for x, and that would help us find the x-intercept. So minus 3, right? This cancels out, so you get 2x equals negative 3, divide by 2, and then you get that x equals negative 3 over 2. So at that is a place where the function crosses the x-axis. So the answer then would be B, right? The graph of f of x crosses the x-axis at negative 3 over 2. So the answer is B. Okay, so we did another problem. Okay, we did another problem. Good.